The true jewels of God. Yeah, DeSean, you got it right. You ain't got to apologize for nothing. We got your back. Let's get it. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the kitchen where we serve you up that good. I am your host, One Flip Dollar, and this is Hot Plate Takes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. I would like to welcome you to the show. If you are a returning listener, welcome back. Welcome back. As you know, sports is still on, a standstill right now, but there's still a few interesting things to talk about. One being something that was brought up over the weekend, kind of brought to the public eye, I guess, once they got they story together of how they're going to run this. Because I want y'all to notice these are things that started Sunday night and over the weekend, but it is Wednesday now, and the mainstream media is taking this and they're running with it. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, we are talking about the DeSean Jackson Instagram post, where he made a post of a alleged Hitler quote, right? Now, ever since this has happened, a lot of people became butthurt. So, the mainstream media, I'm here to tell y'all, you ain't got no balls. Mainstream media, sports talk radio, sports talk television, whatever it is, you have no nuts. But here at Hot Plate Takes, we got big old nuts. And we gonna drop them on your forehead right now. The reason why I say they was getting their story together is because you hear the same narrative across mainstream media. This is how commercialism works. This is how programming works. You feel me? Giving y'all a live demonstration of this shit right now. This is how they fool us. And this is how they hijack narratives and they switch conversations to something totally irrelevant. We're going to be checking out Undisputed right now, courtesy of Fox and YouTube. And we're going to listen to Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless discuss this DeSean Jackson post. And then I'm going to come back with the actual alleged Hitler quote. I'm not afraid to read it. I don't care who gets offended. Because guess what? I was born offended. You know what I'm saying? I've been offended since kindergarten. I've been offended since elementary school, when you bastards showed me Roots as a child and you told me I was nothing more than a slave. I've been offended since I learned y'all assassinated Martin Luther King, you assassinated Malcolm X, you assassinated numerous of black people who only asked you to stop fucking with us. I've been offended since you took Colin Kaepernick's protest and made it about a rag. I will not back down from my stance. Let's play this clip.
We are getting today started with Eagles wide receiver DeSean Jackson. The three-time Pro Bowler is facing criticism after sharing an anti-Semitic quote that was attributed to Adolf Hitler. Jackson also shared admiration for Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. Now, Jackson has since said people took his post the wrong way and has no hatred in his heart towards anyone. The Eagles released a statement that in part said the posts were, quote, offensive, harmful, and absolutely appalling. So Shannon, what do you make of this?
Skip, I had a conversation with D-Jack last night. And when I put a message out to him, he returned my call, and I said, bro, I need to know what you were thinking. He said, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I said, well, what were your point you're trying to make? He said, the point I was trying to make, Sharp, was that if blacks were to put their money together, if we did black banks and black businesses, we have more power than we realize. And he said, if you look at the movement right now, it's showing that when we come together, we are a major force. I said, DJ, how did you expect somebody to understand that from what you posted? I said, it was taken out of context. I said, DJ, it wasn't taken out of context. You didn't provide context. I said, you can't expect the reader to provide context with something that you're retweeting. I said, you retweet that, you're co-signing it. Yeah. I said, moving forward, the number one thing, if you quote Adolf Hitler, is wrong. So anything else that comes after that, nobody hears it because you...
That is almost spot on. Only the last part. You know what I'm saying? If you retweet it, you co-sign it, especially if you don't give context. But let me tell you this. Well, hold on, real quick. If you notice, nobody is reading the exact quote. I haven't heard that on ESPN. I haven't heard that on Fox. I'm going to give you that quote. But first, we have to go down this little hole with Shannon. He says he talked, you know what I'm saying, to D-Jack. And D-Jack had a specific message he wanted to put out. But they took the whole thing out of context. And as you heard Shannon just say, as soon as you say Hitler's name, everybody shut down. He said, you know, you're wrong when you say his name. You know what I'm saying? So everybody shut down. Nobody shuts down when people talk about the KKK here in the United States. Nobody shuts down when, you know what I'm saying, they talk about something that some white person said to offend black people. Nobody shuts down. You know what I'm saying? Everybody defends the white person. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Nobody shuts down over here or tells them that you're, you know what I'm saying, you're wrong as soon as they bring up, you know what I'm saying, actual racist events. Or let's say a quote from one of our historical figures. You know? They only have more excuses to back them up. So, allow me to back up D-Jack with this video and many more. But let's continue this clip, shall we?
Hitler, and you're trying to portray him in a positive light. I said, you have to provide context. I said, you watch Skip and I regularly. How I know Skip, because I talked to him when the Super Bowl in Atlanta, he and I had a conversation. And I said, Skip and I, we joke a lot, but we try to provide context. I said, we're talking about the Confederate and Confederate monuments. I said, in the context that I used, I said, you don't see them putting up statues in Germany of Hitler. Now, I have to provide context because I'm talking about the Confederate monuments in the U.S. I said, if I just said they're not putting up statues in Germany of Hitler, someone's going to say, well, Shannon said they should have statues of Germany, of Hitler up in Germany. But I'm providing context saying you don't because of what happened. Yep. So that's what I'm doing. I said, D-Jack, I said, bro, you don't understand. I said, first of all, there's another problem that you have. I said, on Twitter, you only have...
Hold on, let me point out a problem right there that he just jumped right over. And he made the point, but then jumped right over it, right? So, they don't have statues of Hitler in Germany because of what happened. But here in the United States, they make nothing but statues, flags, monuments, and memorials to all of the killers, rapists, murderers, robbers, and liars. That's what this history is founded on. And you put up all of their pictures, all of their statues. You see, just last week and the week before that, they talking about taking down statues that offend us, right? DeSean Jackson made one post. And it's not even his words. It's a post of a quote that was on the internet that anyone can Google and find. and there's enough evidence on both sides to say it's true or it's false. I'm going to give you real life outcome to prove that what he said, even if he didn't say it, somebody put it there, and it is damn so true, and it's how the world works. So let's finish this clip, and I'm going to get into it.
The characters. I said, what you're trying to point out is more than 280 characters. That's something you're going to have to verbalize. You can't write it. Because there are a lot of times, D-Jack, I want to say things, but it's way more than 280 characters. And it's going to be taken like, the way you're meaning it and the way somebody else reads it is two different things. I say, but you provided no context. And he thought about it. He said, you're right. He said, I didn't. He said, but what I thought, I say, D-Jack, in 2020, we're hypersensitive. I said, you got to have context to what you're trying to say.
I can't do it no more. I'm finna jump into it. I'm finna read you this clip. I'm finna read you this post, right? We're gonna find it and we're gonna read it for you. So, if you don't know, he was quoting, or he put up a post allegedly made by Hitler. Not the post, but the statement. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the true Jews. We all know what true means, right? And you know what a Jew is, okay? So I'm going to give you the quote because over here we got big nuts. Let's get it. All right. So, a book about Hitler quotes, and this is from Snopes.com. This is a site who tells you that this quote is fake. But I'm going to read it for you, and then we're going to go into history. See if they still got it up here. All right, here we go. All right, so allegedly, Hitler said, and this is a post that I found like at least 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of memes with this on it. Hitler said, even in his death, he will start World War III. One of his soldiers asked how. Hitler replied, the day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany, from, then that's the day World War III will start. For on that day, mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Jews. For if the Americans win the war, then they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews, and they will try to conquer God. Do you know who America has in its possession? No, the soldier replied. The Americans have the jewels of God. The Americans have stolen God's precious jewels. What do you mean, his precious jewels? The soldier asked. Hitler said, America has stolen the Jews of God, his jewelry, the Negroes. They are the true Hebrews. What a foolish move and a direct challenge to God. And they plan on moving these false white Jews into a state of Israel. Now I'm going to stop it right there. There's plenty more. You can go Google it. You can read it yourself. So, this is what DeSean Jackson posts. I would assume, because there are numerous memes across the internet, I don't know exactly which one. I'm not following him on IG. It seems he's probably taking it down, and every news outlet is jumping down his throat. And they are not even reading the quote. They are not dissecting the quote. they are not disproving it or proving it. They're just jumping down his throat and saying it's anti-Semitic. So, in this quote, there are plenty of things that jab at white America, and they jab at the Jews, and they jab at any of these heathen nations, these Gentile nations that have lost their mind and think that they can actually fool God and think that they can cheat their way into heaven. The Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Jews, right? America, didn't you just admit last year you had us here for 400 years? Isn't there a prophecy in the Bible that says the descendants of Abraham will be in a land that's not theirs for 400 years, where they will be afflicted? I believe so. I believe so. So if you are stealing the jewels of God and quote unquote replacing them with white people, because I know me being, this brown shade that y'all call black, I am an quote unquote African American, but I know through research I am an indigenous being. I am also a descendant of the Israelites, making me an Israelite. You feel me? So while DeSean Jackson was trying to alert people of this, all they could see was anti-Semitic. And it's a shame that even a black man like Shannon Sharp won't even bring up what the quote even says. You know what I'm saying? They won't even talk about it, because this needs nobody to provide context. It's a written statement. It's not like he made a post of one picture and it's just somebody doing a backflip and you don't know what the hell he was doing a backflip for, or some crap. It's a meme of a bunch of words, and it just happened to have pictures, picture in there, Hitler's picture in there. You feel me? So the quote is there and it speaks for itself. Let me read it again. And yes, on the day that it really sinks into people's hearts and minds, war will start. Because if you white people that really say you love Jesus, and you so confused about that, but you say you really love Jesus, if you really love Jesus and you love God, then you would stand up for his people, regardless of color, regardless of nationality. True or false? See, that's how you know if you love God or you hate God. God loves truth, hates lies. If you love them lies, I don't think you love God. So, this needs no context. It's speaking, this is English. This is United States of America. We speak English. This is written in English. You know what I'm saying? So, if you really cared about your salvation, wouldn't you be mad at somebody else trying to screw you over and lie to you so you can worship idols and worship false, false gods, instead of worshiping the one true God of Israel, the one who created everything, including you? You feel me? But mainstream media, that's why I say they hijack narratives. They made it about DeSean Jackson and Jews. When DeSean Jackson put this quote up and it says America, you see who's mad, right? White America. America has stolen the jewels of God. Who are the jewels of God? Black people, the Negroes. They stole us. They stole this land. They killed millions and millions of people. Millions upon millions of people. And they are still hanging us today. Willie D, my man Willie D, has a quote, has a post on YouTube right now where he's talking about how some people was trying to lynch a black man in the middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? In Indiana. He just made this post today. This happened recently. You still trying to hang us from trees, and you think we care about you or the Jews getting offended because somebody made an Instagram post? When you are physically trying to kill a black man for no reason today. Y'all miss me with that crap, bro. When y'all grow up and you can understand English and you can read, this your language, not ours. You beat this into us and we can understand it better than you, it seems. Because if you can't understand that this man is only putting out information that's on the internet for everybody to see, for years it's been there on the internet for everybody to see, and you cats don't want to acknowledge what the information is actually saying. It says that you stole the jewels of God. He says that's a direct challenge to God. Look at 2020 right now. Everything done fell to shit. Why? Because didn't y'all admit last year 400 years is up? The Bible says after them 400 years, nations will start getting judged. So, more and more celebrities, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but it seems to be more and more celebrities are actually at least speaking about us being the true Jews. Now, I don't trust these celebrities because they are part of that machine that likes to hijack things and twist it. But I'm here to back up my dog. I'm here to back up my brother. I'm here to back up the Hebrew, DeSean Jackson, and let him know he ain't got nothing to apologize for. Especially don't apologize to our oppressor who is still hanging us from trees. Just last week, y'all was trying to take down statues, and the week before, Black Lives Matter, and the week before, apologizing to us. Trying to figure out how we can make this, you know what I'm saying, a better place. And all of a sudden, this man brings out some more information. You haven't even attacked the information. I haven't even heard anybody on TV even acknowledge, well, maybe black people are the true Hebrews. I mean, look at their history. Look at what's happened to them. Look at how they're treated. Even now, as we're trying to bring you truth, only thing y'all can do is fuss about some bullshit. Now, I brought up some numbers earlier on my Facebook, man. You know what I'm saying? Hot Plate Takes on Facebook. And 6 million, I would roughly say it might have been about 12, you know what I'm saying, million Jews were killed in this time period of the Holocaust. Do you know how many black people were killed during slavery on up to the day? So the numbers according to Google say during the slave days it was 60 million. 60. I might as well just attribute another 10 to 20 for your lies and say that y'all done killed about at least about 80 to 85 million black people during this whole time. But you want us to shut up and worry about somebody else's feelings? Nah. Big nuts over here. Just drop them on your forehead, America. You're welcome. I am your host, One Flip Dollar. Thank you for tuning in to Hot Plate Takes.